Hello, 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 everyone. It is Tanika Steve, and I am the Mindful Coach. And I'm just going to wait a few more minutes just to see if we can get some more people to join live. And if not, I will get started. And tonight, I'm just going to talk to you about the holiday stresses and how to overcome holiday stresses with mindfulness. And so I'll share some information with you, and then I will do a mindful practice that might be able to help you a little bit more. Alrighty. I hope everybody had a happy holiday, a Christmas that was good and enjoyable. Hello, there I am. So I hope everyone had a good Christmas and it was enjoyable and relaxing, and you were able to spend time with some friends. But for a lot of people, I know holidays are tough and it can be something that weighs on you. And so tonight, I just want to talk about that. Um, so I'm going to talk about how you can have some mindful solutions to your holiday stresses. So I know that it can be hard sometimes through November, December, and January. The holidays, they're supposed to be the most wonderful time of the year, but it depends on who you're asking. For some, the holidays can trigger or exacerbate pre existing stress. If party invites, family time, and the abundance of high sugar foods is making you anxious, mindfulness can definitely help. So, some common sources of holiday stress aren't too different from the sources of our everyday stress. In general, stresses arise when we don't have the resources to meet the conditions or emotions we're experiencing. And all right, there we go. All right, I believe my speakers were muted. And so hopefully you can hear me now. I'm talking about holiday stresses and common sources of holiday stresses and how they aren't different from everyday stresses. According to the American Institute of Stress, it's important to recognize stress exists on a continuum that ranges from feeling totally calm to completely overwhelmed. In the middle is a positive state called eustress. Eustress is the stress that provokes our adrenaline, causes us to take action, and finds us at our most productive. Overwhelming and unhealthy stress or distress is the type that leaves us feeling depleted, unwell, and unresourced. During the holidays, our everyday fears and anxiety become exacerbated as we diverge from our normal routines and face greater or different demands on our money, patience, and time. The following are common sources of stress and how they manifest over the holiday season. If any of them sound familiar, you're at risk of holiday stress. Financial stress. I don't have enough money to buy presents for others. I don't have enough money to travel. I can't afford to take time off work. The continuum of the holiday draws more attention to what I don't have. Family. I miss my family. I'm anxious about seeing my family. I'm stressed about which family to spend the holidays with. I'm feeling lonely. Travel. COVID-19 makes travel feel unsafe and more stressful. Travel requires time and money I don't have. I feel obligated. Hi, baby. I feel obligated to travel and don't want to. I wish I could travel or go somewhere nice, but I can't. Work. Work gets very busy for me this time of year. Stressful. Year end deadlines are approaching. I want to take time off and can't, or I'm forced to take time off but can't afford to. I struggle with balance and boundaries around work. Health. I struggle with overeating or maintaining a healthy diet in the holidays. It's difficult to maintain my health and exercise routine during the holidays. New Year's resolutions remind me that I'm unsatisfied and stressed about my health and weight. And the holidays remind me of loved ones in poor health or loved ones lost. So, if any of those resonate with you, again, financial stress, family, travel, work, health, if any of those resonate with you, take a time to reflect on that now. The political climate, an ongoing global pandemic, and recent incidents of racial violence conflict with holiday images of snow globe like perfection. Attempting to meet the high expectations of unrealistic experiences during the holidays is also a source of great stress as we are bound to fail. And right now, we're looking at Christmas as this dark, dry time that's been going on. There's no snow. It's 60 degrees outside. It doesn't feel like it was the holidays. You didn't hear Christmas music playing. And so, how mindfulness eases holiday stress is what I want to talk to you about. Mindfulness is non judgmental awareness of your present moment experience. When we become aware of how we're feeling and we're able to equally present with joy and discomfort, our hearts open and our heads clear. Acknowledge your stress. Often, when we're stressed, we're the last to realize it. It's not until family or friends give us the side eye that we notice when we're becoming a little too reactive. Sometimes the body tells us we're stressed through fatigue, headache, stomach discomfort, or even illness. Mindfulness and the practice of self awareness has the power to stop holiday stress before it stops, before it starts. I'm sorry. Mindfulness broadens our awareness and our ability to self reflect. In the context of tracking holiday stress, it's important to understand what's stressing us out. Reflect upon the list above, or just close your eyes and turn inward. Ask your body what it's feeling and be open to the responses. Understanding our triggers allows us to establish a mindful plan of action through which we might avoid stressful situations. If we remain aware, we'll notice when things are becoming too much, at which point we might mindfully choose to do less, take a break, or set boundaries for the situation we just can't set aside. So, here we go. We are going to do a mindful practice that will help us open our heart with mindfulness and love and compassion. So, I hope you're in a place where you can be comfortable, that is quiet, and that you can just relax. So, here's some a mindfulness exercise that I want to go over with you, and hopefully, you'll be able to just relax and take it all in and be able to come out of this feeling a little bit better. So we'll start by talking about love and how it comes in variety of flavors as our life experience can attest to. However, beneath whatever form of love takes on the surface of our human existence, it's the unshakable, unconditional form of this feeling that many of us are after. Through a variety of mindfulness exercises for love and compassion, we can come into greater resonance with this powerful force of love that rests at the core of each of us. And so we have come up with these mindful exercises for love and compassion that you can do anytime or any place. So let's go. What is love? It's a question that doesn't always elicit a simple answer because it depends upon what we're referring to. For example, there's romantic love, there's unconditional love that we have for our children, and then there's the universal force of energy that in many traditions is understood to be the highest form of love. Defining unconditional love and compassion. Beneath whatever feelings of love we experience for our partners, our family members, our pets, and the world beneath our feet, there is a broader scope of this sentiment that many of us are now tapping into. That's the unconditional heart of compassion. When we first run into the ideal that compassion and love can be unconditional, many of us experience some form of rejection of this notion. And why is this? Why do we turn away from love as unconditional? Well, it's largely because there are many hurts, many traumas, and many acts of aggression. These challenge our ability to see that love can be granted in any and all situations. However, as we begin to explore the unconditional energy of love and compassion through a variety of mindful exercises, we come to see how love as unconditional and the awareness of our human trials and tribulations are not mutually exclusive. To explore this further, let's consider what unconditional love and compassion are not and do not require of us. Unconditional love does not draw the blinders on human pain and suffering. In fact, it enables us to move in closer and grant love and support where it is needed. Unconditional love and compassion does not require us to accept or subject ourselves to acts of kindness or unkindness or abuse. Instead, it helps us to harness our sense of love for ourselves and to be mindfully navigating challenges, situations to be more effectively. Unconditional love does not mean that we cannot look at or acknowledge painful experiences of our past. It simply holds any situation from a higher lens, inviting us to move beyond the limitations imposed by the past. To love unconditional is not the same as conditioning hurtful or destructive actions. It is simply a broader way of seeing a particular occurrence. What is unconditional love? It is hard to clearly define what unconditional love is, really. As humans, many of us falter in offering unconditional love based on the way that life has conditioned us to understand the world that we live in. Unconditional love is really more a feeling, an intangible energy of acceptance and oneness than it is a notion we can rationally hold on to. As we explore a variety of practices, such as mindfulness exercises for trauma and loving kindness practices, we start to gain a visceral sense of what and how we might open ourselves up to this transformative force. So, a simple love centered mindfulness exercise. There are many different mindfulness exercises online that can be explored in relation to love and compassion. However, this simple centered exercise practice is a great grounding meditation. It can be practiced without any additional tools and without requiring an extended period of time. You can practice this mindfulness exercise anywhere, bringing yourself into a comfortable seated position and closing your eyes as it feels safe to do so. So, wherever you are seated, take a few minutes to focus your attention on your breath without changing the breath in any way. Simply follow its natural rhythm. And as you pay greater attention to the sensations present with each inhalation and each exhalation, watch your breath in the way for just a few cycles. Now, gently tune into the physical body, noting where there's any contractions and mindfully release this tension. Soften the belly, the shoulders, the eyebrows, and the forehead in particular. Next, draw your attention to the space between your closed eyes. And when you are ready, begin to draw your attention slowly down the length of your nose, then through your mouth and throat until you land in the center of your chest. Hold your attention there as you breathe into and out of the heart space. Anytime the mind wanders, pulling your attention away from the peaceful flow of your breath through your heart center, gently invite these thoughts down to the heart for release and or transformation. Now practice this for a few minutes at a minimum for as long as you'd like. You can practice this technique anytime when the mind becomes consumed by fearful thoughts that are in opposition with the loving core nestled deep within you. In addition to being used as a standalone practice, you can use the next 8 mindful exercises for love and compassion with that will help you to find a way to ground yourself in the heart space before diving into another mindfulness exercise or doing anything else throughout your day. So, 8 mindful exercises for love and compassion. One is the 12 principles of forgiveness. The second one is the path of tenderness. The third one is working with trauma. The fourth one is reign of compassion. The fifth one is a talk on self compassion. Six is guided heart meditation. Seven is an ebook on love. And 8 is a guided meditation on love and forgiveness. Now, if you would like to find these meditations, you can look up Jack Cornfield, 12 Principles of Forgiveness. Forgiveness can often be hard to grant, acting as a barrier at times between us and the capacity to love unconditionally. While forgiveness takes practice and time, it is worthy of our consideration and exploration if we yearn to heal our hearts. This talk by Jack Cornfield is an introduction to the 12 Principles of Forgiveness. This can help us to move into the virtue with greater understanding and ease. The Path of Tenderness by Mark Coleman is where we are invited to explore the tender spaces within us, to approach our struggles and our vulnerabilities with tenderness. This is a crucial exploration of consideration if we wish to move deeper into our experience of unconditional love, as it helps us to be more present with the pain that arises in life. And as we become better equipped at being our own pain, we become more present with that of others. Working with Trauma by Tara Brock. There are a variety of mindfulness exercises for trauma that helps us to move into and beyond some of life's most painful experiences. This talk by Tara Brock is a beautiful introduction to how we might do that. She explores the precautions we must take when venturing into trauma and suggests specific practices. Those might be the most helpful to soothe the nervous system as a starting point. Once we are all grounded in these practices and it feels safe to dive deeper, we can consider moving further with our exploration. Also, Tara Brock introduces Reign of Compassion. It's an acronym. It acts as a guideline for compassionate exploration. One is recognize what is going on. Two, allow the experience to be there. Three, investigate with interest and care. And four, lastly, nurture with self compassion. Even in the presence of challenging emotions and feelings, we can use this acronym as a way to navigate our way through whatever is present with grace. Rick Hansen has a talk on self compassion. This talk invites us into a deeper exploration of how we can enhance our power to create a stronger sense of happiness and wholeness. A short way into this talk, he guides listeners through a practice of self compassion as we start to feel more loving towards ourselves. We are better able to exhibit those feelings outwards and onto those around us. And then there is a meta guided heart meditation, a beautiful and powerful heart based practice that comes from the Buddhist tradition. Is a meta meditation, sometimes referred to as a loving kindness meditation. This practice helps us to enhance our ability to feel unconditional love and well wishes for ourselves, for others, and for the world at large. The ebook on love for those who learn well through reading. This free ebook called On Love is written by Ajahn Jarasaro. It dives into the topic with a broad lens, helping us to gain another perspective of this human emotion. Exploring this topic also from a Buddhist perspective, it also highlights practices that can help us to explore the true nature of things and to enhance our awareness of love and life. And eight, a guided meditation on love and forgiveness. Another example of a meta meditation, this recording led by Kamala Masters expands on our loving kindness practice by incorporating the practice of forgiveness. Through this meditation, we can gain a greater sense of our connection to others. Masters invites us to consider that we each one of us holds the same wish and desire for freedom and pain and suffering. So, in conclusion, regardless of where we are in life or what we are experiencing, the opportunity to expand our capacity for unconditional love and compassion is infinite. In each moment, we can work towards gaining a larger perspective of some situations or a person, helping us to see what we are, each more alike than we are different. With a variety of mindfulness exercises online dedicated to enhance love and compassion, there is no shortage of pathways into the fullness of the heart. Now, whatever works for you, use that for you. I practice mindfulness and I meditate on scripture. The word of God is what I fully find myself able to associate with and connect with. And so, whatever works best for you, do that. These are just some examples of what you can use that can better help you navigate through life stresses and especially during these times of the holiday. So, whatever you're experiencing, be mindful, acknowledge, recognize, but don't stay in that space. Be present in the moment. God bless you during this time. I wish you well going into the new year. And remember, you were created with a purpose. Now go be great.